On the northwestern shoulder of South America, where the great Andes meet two mighty oceans, lies a land of dazzling color and boundless life. Colombia. Home to around 52 million people, this is the only country in all of South America to touch both the Caribbean and the Pacific. It is a place of snow-capped mountains and steaming jungles, of coffee-clad hills and golden colonial cities, of Amazon rivers and Caribbean beaches, and of a people whose warmth, resilience, and pure joy are famous the world over. This is Colombia, seen from above. Welcome to Aerial Atlas. Colombia covers around 1 million square kilometers, a land of truly extraordinary variety. Down its western side march the Andes, splitting into three great parallel ranges, in the valleys and highlands between which most Colombians live. To the north lies the warm, palm-fringed Caribbean coast, to the west, the wild and rainy Pacific shore, and to the south and east stretch the vast green expanses of the Amazon rainforest and the wide, grassy plains of the Andes. Few countries anywhere on Earth pack so many different worlds into a single nation. High in the Andes, at over 2,600 meters above the sea, sits the capital, Bogotá, one of the highest big cities anywhere in the world. A vast, cool, fast-moving metropolis of some 8 million people, its historic heart of La Candelaria is a charming maze of colorful colonial houses, churches and plazas, watched over by the green peak of Montserrat high above. Here, too, is the world-famous Gold Museum, glittering with thousands of treasures from the ancient civilizations that gave rise to the shining legend of El Dorado. And not far away, deep underground, lies the astonishing salt cathedral of Zipaquirá, a vast church carved entirely from the rock of an ancient salt mine. Colombia is, of course, the land of coffee. In the lush green hills of the Coffee Triangle, the Eje Cafetero, some of the very finest coffee on earth grows on steep family farms among the towering wax palms and the misty cloud forest. This coffee cultural landscape is so beautiful and so unique that it has been named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Picked by hand and beloved around the world for its smooth, rich flavor, Colombian coffee is far more than an export. It is a whole way of life, woven deep into the country's landscape, its rhythm and its very soul. On the Caribbean coast lies Cartagena, one of the most beautiful cities in all of the Americas. Within its mighty stone walls, built centuries ago to fend off raiding pirates, lies a sun-drenched maze of cobbled streets, flower-draped balconies and squares ablaze with color and music. Horse-drawn carriages clatter past grand mansions and ancient churches in the golden evening light. With its Caribbean warmth, its deep history and its endless romance, this magical walled old city is the dazzling jewel of Colombia's tropical coast. Then there is Medellin, the city of eternal spring, nestled in a green Andean valley and blessed with perfect weather all year round. Once notorious and troubled, it has transformed itself into one of the most innovative and admired cities in all of Latin America, its steep hillside neighborhoods now linked to the center by soaring cable cars and gleaming public escalators. It is the warm and lively heart of Paisa culture, a symbol of resilience, of reinvention, and of an entire nation that has remade itself with courage and hope. Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries on the entire planet, second only to its giant neighbor Brazil. It is home to more species of birds than any other nation on Earth, to more kinds of orchids and butterflies than almost anywhere, to vast tracts of pristine Amazon rainforest reached from the river town of Leticia, and to the coral reefs and palm-fringed beaches of Tayrona. Off the Pacific coast, great humpback whales come each year to breed, while inland rises the dramatic stone monolith of Guadalupe. Hidden deep in its remote heart flows Caño Cristales, the legendary river of 5 colors, which in season blazes red, yellow, green, and blue, often called the most beautiful river in all the world. This is a land of deep and richly mingled history. Long before the Spanish came in search of El Dorado, advanced indigenous cultures worked gold here with breathtaking skill and built the mysterious lost city deep in the jungle. From the meeting of indigenous, Spanish and African peoples grew a vibrant, joyful culture and a literature, above all the magical realism of the great Gabriel Garcia Marquez, affectionately known as Gabo, that has enchanted readers right across the world. Colombia is also famed for its emeralds, the finest and greenest on the entire planet. And Colombia moves always to music. This is a powerhouse of Latin sound, the salsa capital of Cali, the rolling coastal rhythms of cumbia and vallenato, and global superstars like Shakira, Karol G, and Maluma, who fill stadiums across the globe. From the explosive, days-long carnival of Barranquilla, one of the biggest in the world, to spontaneous street parties on any warm evening, music and dance are the very lifeblood of Colombia, an irresistible expression of its boundless, infectious love of life. Colombia's land is wonderfully, almost impossibly rich. Beyond its coffee, it is one of the world's greatest exporters of cut flowers, sending many millions of roses and carnations around the globe, and the source of the finest emeralds on earth. Its food is hearty, varied, and much loved. The stuffed corn arepa, the towering bandeja paisa piled high with meat and beans, fresh ceviche on the coast, and an astonishing wealth of tropical fruit, much of it found nowhere else, grown across its many climates and soaring altitudes. Above all, Colombians are famous the world over for their warmth, their resilience, and their irrepressible sunny joy. Through long decades of hardship and conflict, they have held on fiercely to an extraordinary love of life, of family, of friendship, and of celebration. There is a saying the country now uses to welcome the world, that here in Colombia, the only risk is wanting to stay. Few places anywhere on earth embrace a visitor quite so warmly, so generously, or so completely, with such open and joyful hearts. And then there is football, which Colombia plays with flair, joy, and fierce passion. The men in the famous bright yellow shirt thrilled the entire world with a golden generation, reaching the quarterfinals of the 2014 World Cup in dazzling style, led by the brilliance of James Rodriguez, who finished as the tournament's top scorer. Skillful, joyful, dancing in celebration, and fiercely, lovingly supported by millions, Los Cafeteros, the coffee growers, march proudly on towards 2026. A land of 2 oceans and 3 mountain ranges, of coffee and color, of biodiversity, music, and boundless joy. That was Colombia from above. If you enjoyed the journey, subscribe. Here on Aerial Atlas, we fly over a new country every single day.